Welcome, welcome, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio. Ah, don't you feel like some weight has lifted off of you? Because I certainly do. And that is because Mercury and Mars are now in direct motion. Mars is actually catching speed. Well, Mars just went direct Friday, today, Saturday, yesterday, the 13th. So that was yesterday. And on the 3rd, Mercury went direct and now it's catching speed, momentum. So basically, what's happened is that the past month, it was almost like a bow and arrow, right? It was going back to now go forward with strong forward momentum. Um, and that is what's happened today. It's as if somebody had let go of that arrow and the arrow's just like going forward. And if our mission, if we choose to accept it, is to have ourselves, our lives, our intentions be that arrow moving forward with momentum. And it is the perfect opportunity. We've been working on this to let go of what no longer serves our life, no longer serves our reality. And it is it is a choice. Because of free will, we are able to make that conscious decision and choose to let go of what no longer serves us, whether known or unknown. And if we make that decree, then the universe will bend to our will. We are able to say, I don't know what wasn't serving me anymore, but I know that I am done with learning the lessons the hard way. I want to now move up a new level of awareness and consciousness where my lessons come with ease, come with joy, and they're not a like filled with trauma and drama. And I'm able to just face my lessons with ease and grace. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And so we can make that choice and we can say, whatever no longer serves me, I decree it done. You don't have to know, you don't have to go relive the pain, you don't have to know exactly what it is, but you can and have every right to make the choice to let it go. We have been working on it. If there's anything that you feel that you still need to let go of, if you still feel like there's any trapped energy, you can tell me right now. We'll hot seat you, we'll work with it. Or you can just tell me and I'll do just a general group release, which I will do a light one before, but I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that since we invested so much of it during the portal crossing. And when we made that crossing, we came across and it felt so light and wonderful. So I'm just going on the idea or the intention that we've done the work of letting go and releasing. Now, here's the thing, this new moon and today, yes, Deja, you have been releasing. Yes. And so the reason why I am holding this today when the new moon is tomorrow is for us to literally use the last of the energy of the that came from the full moon. It's the last station of the moon before it goes dark, where it's like, okay, this is the moment to let go of everything because tomorrow on the new moon, we plant new seeds. So because of that, I chose today so that we can be absolutely 100% certain that we've let go of everything. And if it didn't let go on Wednesday when we did the 11/11 ceremony, it will definitely happen today. Um, Hold on. Okay. Lauren was freaking out. No need. No need for a freak out. We're all good. We're all fine. Everything is in divine timing. Whoever is here supposed to be here. If you are watching this on the replay, know that the energies work just as well when you're watching the replay. They are embedded in the moment. And when you're watching it, you connect to that moment. There is no time, no space, no worries about it. So this is going to work all the same. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but a lot of emotions have been bubbling up. Hold on. I am talking about emotions, and I get a text from Monica. I am feeling, holding all my family's energies. I'm feeling overwhelmed. So yes, and I'm speaking about feeling the emotions, right? And my next word coming was, are you feeling overwhelmed? So interesting. Hi, Monica. I don't know if you could hear me, but in the moment that your text came in, I was speaking about the waves of emotions that are coming over us, and we can feel like we are drowning in them. Scorpio is all about the emotion. It's all about the mystery. It's all about sensuality. It's all about literally about death, right? It's all about emotion. It's water, right? And it is all these emotions are bubbling up that have been subdued or have been coming up since the retrograde, right? We've had so much emotional upheaval happening in the whole world. Now, we're all human antennas. We're all absorbing all these frequencies. And unless we know what to do and have the tools, we can feel like we're getting smacked around. That happens when we are distracted or when we don't have the skills to deal with them. Now, it is like wild water, right? Imagine going on rapids, or imagine that you're in a place like Punta Mita, surfer's paradise, right? Hawaii, Punta Mita, somewhere down in Costa Rica, where the waves are huge. Now, if you're an amazing surfer and have the skills and have been practicing, you're probably going to do fine on those huge waves because you're going to be riding the waves. But if you're a newbie, you can risk getting drowned. And no one here is a newbie, but the waters are wild. These are pro level waves that we're facing. They're not just anything light or mild. It is affecting the entire world. We have been kind of, I don't want to use the word attacked, but it's been an influx of waves. They're like incessant since March. Okay, we are now in November. We're way past the 6-month mark. We're at the eighth month mark of this wave that comes over, and the wave and the waves, and they hit us and they hit us and they hit us and they hit us with stuff. Now they're talking about a second wave. Now they're talking about shutdowns everywhere. Now they're talking that there's more cases than when the pandemic first began. And all of these things they hit us, they hit our energy. We are so expanded. We're not just this, we have levels, at least 7 levels of energetic body that we carry around. And all that space gets sticky sometimes and attracts and gets smacked with all this information, with all the waves from other people around. Just being in a place where people are depressed, you're gonna feel it. Now, the thing is, what do we do about it? How do we handle it? How do we make sure that those waves that we are the pro surfers that are choosing to ride the wave and not the ones that are going to get pulled under, right? Because you can dive under them if you're an expert, you know the wave is coming, you dive under, but we're making these choices with consciousness, with intention, with awareness. And when we start connecting, we have energetic connections to people that we love. We have energetic connections to people that we don't love. We have energetic connections to people that we know. We have energetic connections to people that we don't know. And all of these connections can be conscious, intentional, or can just happen because we're not intentional. And all of their feelings and emotions, we can start feeling them and believing that they're ours. So the quickest way to get rid of them is, who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? If the emotion is not yours, if the feeling, if whatever, if this thing that you're feeling is not yours, poof, it just literally disappears in the moment. It's like you're catching them in the act of invading you. And you say, who does this belong? Like, who's here? If you have a robber coming in the door, who is it? And they know they've been found, they're gonna run away. That's exactly the same thing that happens with the energy. When it's an energy that is not yours, that shouldn't be here, if you look it in the eyes, like, who's that? And they're like, let me leave because I'm not welcome here. So we can do that. The other thing we must intentionally choose is to not absorb the emotional state of the people that we live with, and our families, our kids, our parents, our friends, even. It is a conscious decision to not partake in their emotional upheaval. When we do that, sometimes we feel that if we take on their challenges or that energy, we're going to take it away from them. First of all, what happens is that you don't allow them to face their own emotions. Second is, instead of facing your emotions, you're taking on everybody else's. You take on their karma. Eventually, they're going to have to face that they didn't face because you took it away from them. But when they face it, it's going to be expanded and magnified because they're not taking on the responsibility of dealing with their own life. And then one day, eventually, you're going to have to deal with your life and the karmic debt or the karmic weight that you added onto your life because you took on everybody else's weight. It gets really like messy. It is very simple. We deal with our stuff only. When we deal with it, when we are intentional about it, when we become the expert surfers and we're riding the waves and we're strong, then we can help people. A drowning person cannot help another drowning person. You have to become the expert swimmer so that if somebody's drowning, you can go and save their lives because you are so strong that that wave is not going to take you down. These are wild waters we are facing right now. And the thing is that, yes, they're wild, but yes, when we face them, we will become better surfers, sailors, swimmers. We will just go to pro level after facing these waves, right? If it's calm water, we'll never know how good we are. Sometimes we need this to test us. And believe me, if you are feeling tested right now, we all are. We're all being tested. It's like, how much have you worked at it? How much do you know? How much have you learned? How much do you know how to manage your emotional state? How much do you know how to keep centered, grounded in the eye of the storm? And if you get thrown off, how fast can you get back in to center? Now, the new moon is a brilliant time to plant a new desire. With every new moon comes new opportunity. We sow and we release. So we do everything in our power to get the best seed, right? The best dream. We do the best soil. We water it, then we turn it over to a higher power. Now, here's the thing. Do you know the reason why we plant in a new moon? Well, the new moon is when the sky is dark, because you don't see a moon in the sky because the part that is getting lit up by the sun is not facing us. So we're getting the unlit part, like the moon is behind the sun. So we don't see the moon reflected back to us. And when it is dark, the seed is given the time to take hold before it can be seen and it eaten by a critter before it stands a chance. That is why we don't plant during a full moon, right? Because during the full moon, if you plant your seed, then it's visible to all the critters and it will not stand a chance. Now, the reason why we plant the seeds of our intentions and our dreams during the new moon, just like a regular seed, is because we're protecting it from outer circumstances. We keep quiet. We don't reveal our plan before it takes hold. That's why it's so important. I always tell you to not share your dreams with people that are not going to be supportive. And even if you think they're going to be supportive, that's where we get the rug pulled from under, right? When we share our dreams with the people that we love, usually they're the first ones to tell you, who do you think you are? Oh, you're crazy. Don't try that. It'll never work. Usually it comes from fear and their love for you, trying to protect you from being hurt. It is rare to have the support group that will tell you, wow, what a great idea, go for it, from the people that you love. It can happen from people that have no vested interest in whatever your dream is and who don't love you so much that they want to protect you and save you from the pain, right? Usually when people tell you, oh, don't do that, oh, it'll never work, it is coming from their own reticular activating system filter, from their own experience or their own imprint or their programming, where they've experienced failure, where they've experienced some sort of pain surrounding whatever dreams they've had in their heart. So they project, and they project it onto you because they're like, oh, that one, I tried that, didn't work. Don't go there. Don't do that. It's scary. It won't work for you. Why? Because it didn't work for me. But it doesn't mean it won't work for you. You have to give it a chance. Plus, you have the tools and the skills to ensure that this works, but do not share it with people who will not be supportive of you. And sometimes, even if they are supportive, it is better to just do your thing, stay quiet, and once the root takes hold, once that plant is, or that dream is firmly planted and it's actually starting to bloom, it's so much easier to share when you've already experienced success. Meanwhile, it's better to just not open yourself to any kind of plague or any kind of critter that will eat your seed before it stands a chance. So like I said, we sow Then we release. We do everything in our power. We get the best seat. We do everything in our power to make sure that our dream is going to, um, what have you, your mouth? Will join my life. Okay, so if you opened your mouth, did you get a that is wonderful? Go for it, Ines. Hypothetically, you're asking for a friend, I'm sure. Nope, you did not. Did you get a don't do that or that'll never work or who do you think you are? Yeah. Okay. Did it make you doubt yourself? Oh, good. Okay, made you more determined. Absolutely great. The 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 thing is when we start having any nano doubt, if somebody that you love, you respect, you go and you open your heart to them, you share your dream with them, and their comeback is not what you expect or what you hope that it would be, that sometimes creates doubt in your being because you love this person, you respect them, and you might think, oh my God, what if they're right? So some part of us kind of gets imprinted because it's people that we love, our whole energy is open, if we're not protected and we're open, and then the doubt can creep in. And it is so important to make sure that there is no doubt ever. Because when there's doubt, it's as if you have a balloon and there's a tiny little prick in it. No matter how small that hole is, that air is going to start to come out. So all the energy you built up, there's a leak. And that doubt becomes an energetic leak. So you have to prove them wrong. Yeah, but here's the thing: when we go, I understand it's like now I'm going to prove them wrong. That can be really good fuel, but that should not be the motivation. Because when you're trying to prove someone wrong, then it's coming from fear, it's not coming from love. So why don't we turn it around? It's like I have to prove myself right. And that's a totally different feeling. Feel how that feels. I will prove myself, or not will, I prove myself right at every moment. I have a win at every moment. I'm proving myself right. Because what we're getting is a reflection of our own doubt in that person. So that person is just telling us what there's a part of us that feels like, ooh, this will never work. I feel like I look all crooked. Do I look all crooked? I don't know if it's this shirt, the way it's sitting or what. There we go. I don't know. And because it's backwards on the thing, I'm like, I pull on one side and it looks like I pull on the other. There we go. Kind of, no. All right, there. So Healy's like, all right. So I look crooked. I don't care. I'm not going to get distracted by that. I prove myself right. That's a beautiful feeling to have. Whereas if I'm going to prove them wrong, that becomes very bellicose. Like now you're at war. Now you're going to prove them wrong and now you're going to crush them. And now it's like you're going to make them eat their words and they're going to regret it. And all these feelings are feelings of aggression and defensiveness. Whereas I believe in my dream. I know that it's there for me. I prove myself right. I ignore the naysayers. Just I focus on my goal. So take the attention off of them. Stay in your own lane and do what you need to do with love and stop talking about it. And if they come back at you, how's it going? Great. Okay. All good. And then do not bring it up again, because every time you bring it up, you're exposing yourself and you're giving yourself an opportunity to create leaks in your container. We don't want to do that. The next thing is, if you have any more questions, you can keep asking me or unmute yourself and interrupt me. Then comes the magic of releasing. It's called, Florence Scovel Shinn calls it casting the burden. And I don't know if that's in the Bible or not, but casting the burden is turning it over to God, turning your problem or your burden or your worry, you turn it over to a higher power, and you allow the higher power, be God, the universe, the ether, whatever you want to call it, I call it God, to take care of your issue whilst you get out of your own way. Because we think that we're here and that we're under control, have things under control, and that we have control of things. And it's such a paradox, because we do have control, but we really don't. And I know it sounds crazy, right? It's like we have control, but we don't have control. Yes, it's a paradox. We think we can control situations. We think we can control other people's reactions. We can't. We can't control anything that's outside of our own being. We can learn to control our emotions. We can learn to control our reactions so that they become responses. We can learn to control our reactions so that we can be proactively taking action. But we cannot control anybody else. We cannot control the situations. And when we surrender and we release and we cast the burden onto God, it's almost as if a weight that's on your shoulders comes off. And it really, when you do this process of surrendering in a way where you literally hand it over to God, you can feel it. You can feel a lightness come over you, because you're like, just all that heaviness, you turn it over. And it's when you become the true co-pilot in your life and you allow God to drive the car. Because when we drive the car, it's like bumper cars. We're just smacking ourselves all over the place. Thankfully, they're bumper cars, and we do end up with bumps and bruises, but usually we come out of it okay, little scathe here and there, but we come through it. But there's a way of doing it without so much effort. That's the new way of doing it, right? The new level, where we move out of our own way and we stop trying to control everything. We stop trying to pretzel ourselves, people, situations to fit into a certain shape, the way we, in our limited awareness and perception, think that things can fit. And then when we let go of the control, when we let go of the perceived or expected outcome or expectations of it, it's like, oh my God. It's almost like feeling responsible for all these things and then realizing that you're really not. And it's just such a feeling of relief and release that you are not expected to be responsible for anybody else but yourself. And then when we begin to live in the question, we allow the universe to answer. I've been talking about how we grew up being rewarded for giving the best answer, for knowing the answers, and we were usually chastised when we asked too many questions or even asked a question and we didn't have the answer. But we could maybe ask a question that the teacher wouldn't have the answer to, and instead of them saying, oh, I don't know the answer, let's find out together, it would be like, Stop asking too many questions. Shut up. Because you're showing them up and making them appear as if they don't know. And people don't like to feel like they don't know, and they don't like to feel embarrassed or put into evidence. And instead of saying, I don't know, let's all find out together. Imagine in schools how much that simple change, how much it could accomplish. Can you imagine a teacher when you were growing up saying, I don't know, why don't we all find out? Don't you feel the energy of everybody wanting to rush to help and find out together? It's like it creates feeling of unity. It creates a feeling of teamship, or however it's called, right? Of let's all work together. And if the leader says, I don't know, let's find out, then everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to contribute. It opens the way to contribution from everybody, and it creates camaraderie. Camaraderie. It creates a common goal. It creates I don't know. It's the feeling of teamwork. And so when we begin to ask the questions, the universe will feel that. If you're like, I wonder how my life is going to be amazing today. So the universe goes, I'll show you how it's going to be amazing, and starts finding ways for your life to be amazing. Because it feels like, oh, I'm going to go and contribute. It feels like being part of your team. You're literally enrolling the universe in the outcome of your life for an amazing outcome. And then, if you give yourself permission to embody who you desire to be, if you give yourself permission to shine, remember on 11/11, we let go of that thing of the competition between women, the don't trust women because they're going to betray you, your best friend's going to run off with your lover or your husband or your partner, or whatever it was that women are shown, trained, educated to do, and to defend ourselves and to attack other women. I mean, I've seen women tear other women down more than any man could do, because we know all our weak spots, right? And we can take a woman down and shred them to pieces. And the only thing is that it's as if we were taking a knife on the left hand and then stabbing our right arm. We're all part of the same thing. And the more we shred another woman, we're doing that to ourselves. So we healed that in ourselves, because the more we let go of those feelings, then those type of women will not show up in our awareness anymore. That's why we have containers like these, where you can feel completely supported, where you can feel that you can come and say something intimate and private, and nobody is going to find out about it outside of this container ever. It's just not. It's just like simple. It's just not, because this container, this place, we've created sacred soil for our dreams. So everybody's dream here is a vulnerable part of ourselves. And even if we're not sharing our dream with each other, we're here supporting, honoring, cheering on the others, and making sure that we keep the belief 100% of everybody else's dream. Because when we falter on our dream, because we usually do, we know that we have 100% belief in it anyway. because somebody else is holding that belief for us. And so, as we give ourselves permission to embody the person we want to become, we start acting as if we are that person already. And then we give ourselves permission to shine bright, knowing that we're going to not be put down, but elevated, but made, honored and supported by our group. And then the more you embody that, the more you get support, and then it overflows to every aspect of your life. Whereas when you show up, you're being that energy, nobody's going to come and try to tear you down. And if they do, they're just going to be kind of like a nothing to you, because there's going to be so much support around you, because that's what you're reflecting. So as inside, so outside, the more secure, confident you show up as, the less of that resistance you will encounter. Now, at the beginning, you might find a lot of resistance. Like Brian Rose said, the size of the resistance is proportional to the size of your dream. So if you're thinking big dreams, sometimes that resistance is gonna be big, but it will be up to you to keep moving through with determination, with conviction, and then eventually that resistance will simply just disappear the more you embody that final result. And then in the end, being grateful for everything, for the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that is not even here yet. So if we begin to be grateful for your dreams, even though they're not here yet, because we've been practicing being grateful for all the bad stuff that shows up, because it's here for us, right? So we say, yeah, it's here for us. Okay, there's a lesson to learn. Okay, then let me be grateful for the bad, the good, the ugly. But now it's time to be grateful for all that hasn't shown up yet, but will in due time. And that is a game changer. Now, Jupiter and Pluto are aspected in this new moon, and they're really helping out. They're magnifying, right? Jupiter is the planet of expansion and success. So whatever we're showing up as, it can be expanded by Jupiter. So make sure you're showing up the way you want to show up, because if you're showing up in a bad way, that can also be expanded. Now, Pluto is destroying the walls and the structures that no longer serve us, which is, we've been working on this, right? So now Pluto's here to help us completely finish that off and regenerate. Pluto's a planet of transformation, right? Death, transformation, moving from an old life to a new life. It's a rebirth. And the scorpion, I don't know, sometimes I say it with a funny accent. Sheds its skin. It's like a snake. It sheds its skin completely. You'll see the little shape of the scorpion, like, and it's like has a whole new fresh skin underneath. And so Pluto aids in that transformation and shedding our old beliefs, our old skin. We're just gonna leave it behind finally. And so this new moon tomorrow, happening overnight, and the whole energy tomorrow is our opportunity. It's affording us the opportunity to step into our most authentic and magical selves, especially for Scorpios. And now we may feel like we're in the dark right now, right? Because it's the new moon in the darkness. Well, we may feel that, but preparing well ensures success when the full moon comes along and sheds the light on it. And now remember, well, if you've been in my Coming Home to You program, you know that there's a way that we're wired to see in the dark. We're just not using that skill because of electric light. But we have that capacity and that skill. And as we um, uh, become aware of it and then start using it and training ourselves, remembering, retraining our brain, our actual right hemisphere, which is in control of seeing in the dark, it won't matter that we're in darkness because we will hold that crystal clear vision and we'll be able to see in the dark. And so we'll never again feel like we are alone in the darkness, unable to see, because we have that gift, we have that skill, we are wired for that. Right? Imagine the men, the humans who didn't have electricity, who didn't have fire, who didn't have candles, who didn't have that. They were able to see in the dark, period. So we can reclaim that ability. And now the full moon will come along and it will just shine the greatness that you have chosen to embody. So we move on to our sound healing, and the sound healing is specially designed today, and we'll follow that energy for stepping into our true self and then relishing in the energies of our magical self, right? First, we're going to connect. First, we're going to step into our true self. We're literally going to disrobe and take away, let go, shed our skin, shed our old life and leave it behind and step into that person, that energy that you are looking to be. And then we're going to, now we've embodied that, now we're going to be magical. We're going to play with that magic and allow it to expand. Let's go to the tones. And this will allow you all to feel better, to release any energies from your loved ones, from the society, from your neighbors, from your, from everybody that is all wild and messy. You're going to come back into your center and get strong again. So let's begin by doing 3 cleansing breaths, full cleansing breaths. Inhale, hold, and let go. Hold. Begin again. One more time. Let go of everything that no longer serves you. Put your feet flat on the ground. Place your hands on the side of your body if you can, or on your thighs in a receiving position. But today what we're going to do is a releasing position. You're going to open your palms, just let go. So if you're holding on to the trash bags, we're just going to let them all go. Don't look at them on the way out. Just allow them to just dissolve. If you feel like your body needs more cleansing breaths, go ahead. Take as many as you need, as your body is asking for them. So envision yourself letting go of your old skin. Make bold choices. Gently bring yourselves back in. Wiggle your toes. Do a little shake. Come back in. I know you guys want to stay out there. Pull it in. Take a deep breath. Let it all go. Do a little shake. Shake it. How are you feeling? Are you guys back? Hey, Stacia, how are you doing? My mom kept getting bumped out, poor thing.
Oh, really good. Thank you. I felt a lot of like family. Like I felt like family energy around me. It was really lovely.
Oh, good, good, good. Like supportive energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about my grandma a lot and it was really nice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
My
Wonderful.
light, my light blew out. Remember I told you I've been having that
The flickering. Uh-huh.
really, really bright and then just, it's like, okay.
It's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yes, interesting. We're gonna have to send her back to the light, but we'll take care of that. All right. So for tomorrow, get set up for success. How do we do that? Well, we clean up. We get our desk set up or our workspace set up. We clean it up. We make sure that it's if you have flower water, if you have any kind of like lemon, if you don't have any floral water, you can make your own by literally just shredding some lemon zest into water, because that'll get the oil in, and some a little bit of vinegar because that'll pull out the oil. And so just a little bit so that it doesn't smell of vinegar, but just make it so, or if you have essential oils, put a drop or two of your favorite essential oil, not for the purpose of cleaning, but for the purpose of like, once it's clean, you do like a perfumey kind of, you feel the freshness, right? Use the grapefruit or wild orange is a wonderful, uplifting, very inexpensive oil that you can use to just clean your space, and it smells of clean, right? And if you have a diffuser, go ahead and use it while you're cleaning. Play music that you feel, that makes you feel happy. Play part of your power list if you've already compiled your power list um, songs. You can play your power list while you clean up, so you're getting set up. You get your desk or your work area clean up and ready. You clear your calendar and you put all the stuff, you fill your calendar with stuff you want to do, things you want to accomplish, and make sure you schedule fun time and adventure in there. Put it in, otherwise weeks go by and we don't do the stuff, right? Now, time to dream, infinite possibilities. Choose some fun things you'd like to experience that you've never done before. Maybe like, I want to finally go on that balloon trip that I've been thinking about. I want to do that. Okay, so what would it take, right? One, I wonder what would it take for me to finally go on that balloon trip. Think of fun stuff you'd like to experience. Put it in your calendar, put it in your notebook. Dream. I wonder what it would take for me to experience blah, blah. I wonder what it would take for this to show up. I wonder what it would take for me to go on a date. The world would, I'd have to, I don't know. I'm not going to say my jokes because I have to be careful what I put out into the universe. I'm not going to say my funny joke I was going to say, bring it right back in. But interesting, interesting. Do different things, write them down and see them expand. And then if you see a photo, like a vision board kind of thing, but don't put the expectations in. If you just get a photo that reminds you of it, gives you that feeling, add it on, but don't do it with any sort of expectations. Remember, we're turning it all over to God. The moment, and the best way I can explain this to you is what I did with what happened with me and Violet, right? When I've been looking for a dog for a year, and I was like, every night I'd go on the pet finder thing, and I would go through 5,000 listings overnight. Didn't sleep. It would be like 5:30 in the morning. The first ray of light would be coming in, and I'd be like, "Oh Lord, it's daylight," and I didn't go to sleep. Oh my God. And then I keep going on my day because I had to work, but I just decided to invest all night. I don't know how many all-nighters throughout the year, just going through the listings, filling out applications. I was so exhausted. I literally created a Word document because I found that a lot of the applications had sort of the same questions. So I did basic questions that they asked, and I filled it out, and I would just copy paste, and I created a whole way of filling out applications and paying for them. Some of the places you had to pay for um, to submit an app, just to submit the application, $25, $30 here, $30 there, $25 here, $5 there. And it was like rejection, rejection, rejection. It wasn't meant to be. And then finally I said, God, if I'm meant to have a dog, you're going to send me the dog. Otherwise, I'm not looking for a dog anymore. I'm done. 2 days later, Violet showed up. Now, here's the thing. Today was very interesting for me because I was driving over to the first trainer, and I was thinking what I was going to tell him. And I was going to say, well, this dog didn't pick me. And because my brother had told me that you have to go to the breeder and you have to sit there and the dog has to pick you. And then that's how a dog finds you. They pick you. But he was doing so literally, right? And I've been going around thinking, well, she didn't pick me, and that's why we're not getting along. And I had made this whole story in my head of why things weren't working out. And so this morning I was like, listen, she may not have picked me. I may not have picked her. God picked us both for each other. Because I surrendered my desire for a dog and I said, I'm not looking for a dog anymore. I'm done. I'm not going. I actually said, I'm not meant to have a dog. I'm good not having a dog. I'm not going to have a dog. That's it. Final. Mhm. And here I am. And so I realized it's like she may not have picked me and I may not have picked her. It's irrelevant. She's here. I'm here. God had a different plan for us. So I'm going to stop with the BS of saying that she didn't pick me and thinking that she doesn't love me. Who cares? Love will grow between us. I have to be the best leader possible for this dog to love me, respect me, and feel safe and thrive. And when that happens, then I will have done my job. And if she's meant to be with somebody else, I surrender the desire to keep her by making things happen. Like it's like that seed, right? I'm doing everything in my power. I have the intention to make it work. I'm looking for the best trainer. The trainer showed up. This trainer, I ran into him at the park. He didn't even have a dog with him. He would just had his little pouch. I saw this little pouch, which is where trainers keep their treats. And I asked him, are you a trainer? Like, yeah. And I was like, you're hired. That's it. That was my conversation with him. Didn't know who he was. I'm like, I got out of the car. I saw him. I'm like, that's it. And I just said, you're hired. He started laughing. He's like, you don't know anything. But I'm like, no, I know you're going to help me. I need you. I need you now. Can you train me? He's like, I'm going on to a training right now. But it just happened, right? Because I asked, I said, God, if she's supposed to stay with me, please let us both thrive. And I refuse to keep a dog that like, if I'm not the right person for her, maybe I'm just her stepping stone. Maybe that's it. So I am not attached to any outcome. I am committed to the happiness of both of us, whatever that may show up as, right? So, how can I be a better leader? How can I be a better human being? It's stretching me. I am becoming more patient. I'm becoming more tolerant. I was telling Stacia, we were having a conversation, and I was like, I have become a selfish person. I've always been selfish, but not in the bad way. People think selfish. Women, if we get called selfish, it's like the worst insult. They can call us everything, but they call us selfish, and it's like, that really hurts, right? But maybe not selfish, but self-centered. I've been living alone for 11 years, not having to answer to anyone. I was telling Stacia, like, I only have to put up with myself, and the day I can't stand me, I just go ahead and have a nap. I'm done. Wake up, I'm good again, right? And now it's like, there's another being, there's another will. I get a dominant dog to boot. I can't boss her around the way I'm used to bossing around on my other dogs. And all of a sudden, I have this battle of wills happening in my house where I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. Finally, I found these trainers. Both of them were amazing. And it's like, oh, now I know what to do. Now I'm getting the skills. So I'm looking for the skills to become a better leader so that she can feel safe and not betrayed and not abused and not, I was telling the second trainer, he's 23 years old, amazing. I was like, I wake up at 6 o'clock and I'm at here, this level, like talking to her. By 7 o'clock, my pitch is here, my screaming is here. And then I just go flatlining all the way to the time when I put her to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I end up exhausted, drained, crying, upset. She's feeling like, what the fuck is going on? And I said, it's just not a good situation. Today, she's exhausted. We haven't heard a peep. She had to use her mind. She was like she was amazing. Then we came home. I was able to direct her, and then I put her to sleep, and she's been sleeping. I'm like, yes. Okay, that's amazing. So now, for the first time, I feel hopeful that we are actually going to make a relationship work. And so I'm all in for whatever outcome God has in store for both of us. So where can you apply that? Where can you just have that desire? You want this so much to work, but it's like the more you desire it, the more you push it away. So where can you release that desire? Send it like that arrow, right? Just send it with forward momentum. It's like, this is what I want. It's like what Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks says, right? When she channels, is like, just send the, I think she might have even call her the arrow of desire, like send the arrows into the vortex, right? And it's that thing, is just send it out into the universe, but allow it to leave. Like, your arrow is your desire, let it go. And once that arrow has left that bow, let it go, and then whatever is meant to happen will take place. All right, ladies, I hope you enjoyed this ceremony. Get ready for tomorrow. Dream, take the time to do it. And I'm just going to let you know, I've been asked, I've been asking, surveying my peeps what course they wanted next, and I got a resounding speed reading. So now I am ready. I finally got it together, figured out how I'm going to teach it in the most amazing way. I up-leveled my regular speed reading class. I'm going to do it over a space of 4 Saturdays. It is going to be epic. Here's how it's going to be. It's January 9th, 16th, 23, and 30. So we're going to take the month of January, the Saturdays, just to get ready so that you're set up for an amazing 2021. And the way it's going to go is the first Saturday, January 9th, is going to be a 4-hour class when I teach you the whole thing. Then January 16th is probably going to be a 1 or 2 hour class. It's going to be probably a 2-hour class, knowing me. A 2-hour class where we're going to do a test and we're going to review what to, to see if you're going to practice throughout the week, just 15 minutes every day, 15, not 50, 15 minutes a day. And then on Saturday, we're going to just test again to see how much you've improved. Then on the 23rd, I'm going to teach the advanced techniques of speed reading, which is like Cirque du Soleil for speed reading. And then on the 30th, we're going to do another review and another test to see how much you grew, how much you advanced. So it's going to be 4 Saturdays total. It's going to be, I'm not going to tell you the price. It's going to be an amazing price. I'm going to run it by my coach just to make sure where I have the numbers correct, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a deal. What I can tell you is kids under 14 that want to take this class are free. Kids, if you have 5 kids at home and they want to take it, they're free. They can take the class. I'm all for helping children break out of their mold because they need that. They need us adults to get on with the program because they're so advanced that they're getting bored to tears by our stupidity. Sorry, but it's the truth. They come with silicone. They have more silica in their body and their connections are like this. They get it. They get it. And we adults, a little bit slow on the take. And so if we arm them with these tools, they'll be able to just be the arrow and just like soar, which is what I'm for. So anyway, I'll give you more details as the time approaches, but just so you know, it's coming finally in January. And then I'm going to tell you about the summit that I'm creating before the holidays. Hopefully I'll get it right the first week of December. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm working on a lot of magical stuff and I'm literally surrendering over to God. I'm just literally putting one foot in front of the other, doing the work and showing up with more stuff that is going to be amazing just to help us all up level and get to that point where our life really becomes a life of ease and contribution. I love you all very, very much. And I will see you. When do I see you? I see you soon, right? I see you on, let me get the calendar. I put the calendar here. Here it is. Oh no, on the 30th. So in 2 weeks. Okay, November 30th. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I love you all very much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.